Yeah. No.
Sure.
All right. Hey, Cody. What's up? Well, you guys hear my voice isn't as bad anymore, right? I still have a cough. It's not going anywhere, but rest helps. All right. Give it just a minute. Let's see. Chris has been in a couple. Megan, you've been in a couple of these now. Julie, you were in one so far?
Yeah.
You two yahoos. Just kidding. You've been here for a few of them, right? What do you think? Have you implemented anything from any of the classes that we've done so far? What?
Lead gen.
Have you scheduled your lead gen time? Like that's your biggest? Is there anything that any of the specific areas that you're gonna focus on? Like, is it gonna be farming? Is it gonna be FSBOs and expires? Is it gonna be open houses?
Farming and FSBOs.
Farming and FSBOs? Awesome. That's great. How about you, Josh?
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. Are you finding there's lots of FSBOs out there?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to sell your house right now, right?
No, got one photo.
How long have they been on the market? Have you talked to some?
I saw some today. A lot of them have just got put up today or 2 days ago.
Yeah,
I don't know what the significance.
got to talk to them and see where, because they think the weekend, that's when I got to put it on, right? In reality, they should have put it on Thursday. We all know, right? Well, I hope you guys get some listings from that. That would be fantastic, right? Are you going to utilize the tactic of looking at homes that sold, having those ready in that exact neighborhood that those FSBOs are in, so that when you talk to them and they haven't received an offer yet, you say, well, these ones went pending, right?
Yep, and advertise on market.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the big one that could really hit is when you call them and they didn't get any offers, right? Or maybe they only have one offer, and I would call some of the agents on the ones that are pending before I even call the FSBO and find out how many offers did you receive? And then when you call the FSBO, now you could say, how's it going? Have you gone pending yet? How many offers? How many buyers came through? How many offers did you have? Or how many did you have? If it's not, well, did you know this house? And give them the address, because they'll know, right? Because they look and say, that one went pending, they had 15 offers. And you had 2 or 1. Did you get the most for your account? Or was it marketed properly, right? Great, I'm glad to see that you guys are implementing. Yay! Let's see if I got this. Nope, because Austin recorded. He's excited about agent-to-agent referrals. Yay! Do we know what agent-to-agent referrals are? Yeah. Sending business or getting business from an agent to an agent. I have one right now in Montana.
Nice.
Yeah, right? Like that's the place for me to do it, send from there. So family, friends. My son in here told his friends, call mom, because I'm mom, right? If you're looking to buy, call mom, she'll give you an agent out there. So build those relationships, right? It was probably easier for me because I worked there. So I knew which agent I was gonna have, hand out. But that's where you go in and you engage in other events and stuff so that you actually get to know agents and find people like-minded. Or Google, guys, search.
And Keller Williams has all those agents.
Yes.
That's how I found one for my brother, and I don't know if he's doing it. He didn't end up moving, but
So you gotta
I
check in.
found the perfect agent though.
Yeah, so we'll
Sure.
talk about how to maximize it and make it worthwhile and why we can ask for more.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, what are we gonna do today?
Show up on time.
Oh, wait, yeah. Well, this is like what we're gonna do. We're gonna find an untapped resource, although more and more agents are actually, this was what, 15? So by now, everybody knows this is one of the best places to use it. Prospecting and marketing with agents and other areas, right? Focus over time. All right, yeah, we're showing time. Cody, do you like that? Are you late? No. All right, we all know that. Participate, right? Okay, everybody did all of their Legion exercises last week while I was on vacation, right?
I did.
You can't.
Sorry.
Well, you can. You can talk to
So-
people and let them know you got into the business.
Yes.
Now
so
you're official.
my circle, everybody knows, right?
Yeah.
And then I have posts written out, ready to go
Yeah,
as soon as I'm live.
your license is pulled in.
Did he pull it already? So it will show up tomorrow.
Or like that fast. Yeah.
Okay.
It might be late. I don't know how long it'll take, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
pulled in.
I had a goal by my birthday and tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy, that's my
So-
sister's birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, so official.
Okay,
Now you need to meet up with Austin and do your PMAR, and then
Yes.
once you get your PMAR, you're gonna give that to Austin, and he'll send off for your RMLS, and then you'll have to pay your RMLS,
yes, got it.
right? You already did all that.
I just signed the papers, but I will enroll the P-marketing on the 1st of April.
Okay, no, that's totally fine, right? It's all finance stuff, right? So, awesome. Yeah, and then, so once you have that, now you can, you can't say you're a realtor
Right.
until you get PMAR, guys, okay? Because that's NAR, and that gives you the official realtor trademark name, okay? All right. But everyone else did their lead gen, right? Yes, all right. Okay, we want to learn about agent to agent referrals and how we can tap into it and how we can maximize the agent to agent referrals could be some of the easiest. Actually, it is the easiest. It's just like your sphere, right? Because you're gonna get to know agents and they're gonna like who you are and how you're gonna treat their clients if they're sending clients to you, and vice versa. You want to know the same thing about the agent that you're sending people to, so that then it becomes an instant. Especially if you know someone that lives somewhere where traffic goes back and forth, right? Then obviously you're gonna get more than once in a while kind of thing. Imagine if you have multiple relationships in all the locations of places that like to come here, right? So your relationship with an agent for people that are incoming could be very different from a place that is outgoing, right? And we can look at some of the trends. You could look at, in Command, you can look at the agent to agent referral trends, but that's just what's gone through the system. Mind you, you could also look, you could Google it and see where are most people moving from to Portland, and do the opposite as well. You're gonna get that information from like NAR, which could be a lot bigger than what the information is in KW, because that's only the agents have sent the referrals through the systems, okay? Does that make sense? Because you'll see the numbers are very low, but it does give you a good idea of where people come and go. It's a map, and it just goes bloop, bloop, right?
How do you do a referral with an agent from like a different company, brokerage?
Same thing. Do we have a referral sheet that we have on the kwppagents.com website under forms? It's also in your forms library under the KWPP forms, so that you can upload it into DocuSign, send it off, you fill out the information, you send it to Kelly to sign. The reason you need to use that is because it has our tax ID number on there and our mailing address. So when the transaction closes, you're gonna get paid, right? And they need that. So you're gonna use that form. Even though you could connect to people through Command and do a referral through that, you still need that form signed in order to get paid.
Okay.
Okay, because that portion of it isn't in the system for Robbie to easily grab. There's nowhere in an opportunity for a referral, right? It's like completely different. I like the referral section in Command to find out the production of the agent that I want to send a referral to. Because if I've got someone going where I don't know anybody, I'm gonna research the heck out of them, and I wanna make sure that it's someone that, no offense, you guys, but you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna want someone who's had some business.
Yeah.
Right? So, you wanna, and then you wanna talk to them and make sure, I look them up online to see, you know, what's their website like? Do they even have their picture, right? How are they being marketed, especially if it's a listing? Because if they don't have anything that way, because you could look in Command and it could tell you that they've sold, you know, 24 homes in the last 12 months. But if they don't have that, a good web search, when I Google their name, how good are they gonna be at selling a home, right? And you can do a search in Command on if it's a buyer agent or if it's a listing, how many transactions they've had total, and what percent, it'll show you how many are listings, how many are buys. Because if I'm working with a potential seller, then I want a good listing agent, right? If I got someone that's going there to buy a home, then yeah, I want someone who works well with buyers. Because a listing agent might not, if they have 75% listings and only 25% buyers, who are they gonna give priority to? Right? I mean, you gotta think of the whole picture, and I want my client to be special. Right? So, and then I'm gonna talk to them, and I'm gonna make sure that they are the same type of personality that I am, because my clients chose me for a reason, right? Or my friends, or whatever it is, or you know who your person is really well, so then you're going to know what type of person they need, right? And that's really important to know. The more information you know about your client that you send to the potential agent, the higher percentage you can ask for on a transaction, right? 45 is kind of, we get to use the word standard, but kind of standard, right? I call that the referral fee is if I don't really know anything. I have someone in my realm that I don't really know says, hey, we're moving to Montana, who's an agent, you know, I might do a 25% referral fee because I don't know much about these people, right? Yeah, it's a good buy or a good sell, but I don't have a lot of information. I'm not really close to them. If it's someone that I'm closer to, that I have like full information, what if you don't have information? Do you think it'd be a good idea to sit down and get your buyer qualification sheet, right? And start asking all those questions. Even if I'm sending them somewhere else, I'm still gonna ask all those questions. What type of property are you looking for? When's your time frame for moving? Why are you moving? Right? Because then when I have a phone call conversation with the agent on the other side to find out whether or not they're the type of person, once I realize that they're the right person, now I'm gonna start portraying some information, right? Yeah, I've got this fantastic young couple with one kid that are looking to move out there to job transfer. They're looking for like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They want to be close to an elementary school, right? Or my big thing that I want to know, how long have they lived there and do they really know the area well, right? Because especially if you have someone that's looking, like I sent a referral for my sister's in-laws, and they're looking for retirement, right? Golf courses. They want to get involved in the community as retirees. So that's not someone I'm just going to send. A young family, they just need to know if the schools are good and the area is good for them to be in, right? But this other one, I'm going to make sure that these people know the community. They're involved in all of the activities and all the golf courses and everything, because these people are going to be asking lots of questions when they get there. And if that agent can't answer that stuff, then that's not a good agent for my clients, right? Because we want lifelong agents. So same thing we want for us, we want for the agents we send on the other side. I'm way off script. Way off script. There's the whole class, I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. But it's all helpful, right? It's all like, there is. So basically, I just told you why you're here. Discover ways to ensure top of mind status. So you also have to think about how can I stay top of mind? If I just send one person to them and I don't do anything ever again, if they get someone coming my way, are they going to send them to me?
No, probably not.
No, I'm just like any other client they have. So I need to make sure that I'm staying top of mind with them as well. So that's where we build like the relationships, right? So you find a go-to agent. You also engage in, like, when you have a family reunion, a lot of agents that do agent to agent referrals, that's their focus. That's their gathering place. They'll go do other events and stuff together, right? So at family reunion or mega camp, these agents will get together and they will have outside parties, outside dinners where they all group and engage, and it's all agents that are doing agent to agent referral business. It's a big business. Like, you could really build that as part of one of your main core, this is my focus.
What's a good way to advertise to other agents? Like, I was just thinking, I would.
How to market yourself and stay
Yeah,
top of mind, you mean?
right. Well, yeah. How do I like get other agents to know? Because if somebody looks at my profile, they'll see I haven't done anything, and they'll just immediately
Yep.
go to the next person. It's like, I'll do it for 50 cents or 50% referral.
Yeah, but once you set that up, I mean, that's like kind of like when you sell a house for, half the commission. So we got to think about,
But if it's my first house, then I'll do it for
Yeah.
the commission.
right, and you can do that. I mean, you can do that. You can choose, you guys can choose whatever commission you want to charge or whatever referral fee that you want to give, right? So what we're doing though is we're building a relationship just like we're building with our clients, but we're building it with an agent. So what we really want to focus on is creating that bond, right? They're going to go in your command just like your clients are. They're going to get tagged agent. You're going to put them on a drip campaign that you're going to talk to them. You're going to treat them just like you would a client, right? We're going to birthday post. We're going to Facebook comment. You're going to build yourself up. So like if somewhere in a group, someone says, hey, do you know a good agent in Las Vegas? Your name will come up, right? But I mean, here for Portland, your name will come up for that. And not only just one agent might say your name, but you might get multiple, right? Really strategic agents that want to fully build your business on this, they focus on that, getting more than one agent, because you're going to have different clients, right? So I might need an agent that's really high D that is very charty, right? Excel spreadsheets, everything like very Alex and Peter, okay? And then I might need an agent that is more like Jenny Hill. And tell me those are two totally different agents, completely different agents, okay? So would it hurt to have both of those as my referral for Vegas? Maybe even more. How big is it? Right? Like, does every single agent here work every area of Portland Metro?
No.
No, some do. Most of you probably will, just to get started, right? But you have agents that only work LO. You have agents that only work Wilsonville, that only go to Portland, right? McMinnville. So think of the same thing. If you're finding a city that your agent to agent referral city that you want is that large, I might need 4 quadrants. Split it, right? Or know where the areas are that are split. So that now you know, okay, I need an agent in this area, I need an agent in this area, and you can map it right there in command and pull right up, zone in, and then have the conversations too, right? Does that make sense? How far off are we?
It seemed kind of like you just.
I just went through the whole thing. Bam, as I said, all my classes have been 3.5, 4 hours instead of 2. We did it in 20. Just kidding. Let's see what they have to say, shall we? But yeah, okay, so we talked about that. Discover different ways to ensure top of mind status, the tools that you can use, and then how to prospect and market. So we're almost done, you guys. Look at that. 3 more classes. Yay. Yay. All right, Mary Charter's aha moment. So you're supposed to actually read through these and then underline and prepare to share, but we always cheat and don't do that stuff, right? Okay, so Mary is the queen of agent referrals. And people would look at her and say, oh my gosh, what an awesome thing. We should do that. We should market agents, but never do. And an agent that was doing over $1 million in GCI, it was very close to home and it was easy. So Mary is just basically doing the same thing, right? Went to dinner with my favorite customer, had 5 real estate transactions over 5 years with one person. We all want to be there, right? He said he was doing a condo conversion about 35 miles away and didn't like the agent he was working with and wanted to know if she could refer someone. And she said, I bet I could help you. So that's 35 miles away. Guys, that's like here to Forest Grove. I drive 31 miles one way. In some places, they don't go that far, right? They stay right in their
That's
little.
Interesting.
So you could even have, well, think about it here too. Where's the best possible location for you to have agent to agent referrals?
The coast.
No. Vancouver,
Okay.
separate
That makes
license,
sense. That makes sense.
right? What's the drive? We do have agents that are licensed here and in Washington, and they handle clients in Vancouver. But think about that, you guys. Think about the drive time. Think about another license, more memberships, right? And then more importantly, like if you get a listing, how many times do you have to go to the house?
Lots.
Quite a few, actually, right? And then if you have a buyer, how many times are you gonna, especially in today's market, how many times are you gonna have to head over the river to go show a property, write an offer, right? I mean, you think about all this, right? Think about the drive time. Think about what your value is. Is it financially worth you to drive all the way over to Vancouver and back multiple times for one commission check? Some people would say absolutely. But like, even for me, right? Like doing a referral is so much easier sometimes than spending all that time. Think how much time you could be pulling from that and putting towards the rest of your business, right? In lieu of that one. How many are you losing because you spent all that time in the car back and forth when you can't be calling and talking to your clients and making notes and doing your marketing and right? I mean, there's so much activity you can do in the time that it takes you to go back and forth that sometimes just creating that relationship bond with an agent that works out of Vancouver, because they might not be licensed here and they might not want to drive over here.
Right.
And how many times do you get people that think, well, we either might buy in Washington or we might buy in Portland. You guys can work together, right? So that's like the best place. We got it made here to get agent to agent referrals. I see it all the time. You could end up with a lead that says, nope, I gotta go to Vancouver because I can't afford anything here. You just lost it if you didn't have a good referral basis set up, if you haven't already built that up with the client and you don't have a license, right? So that's a great place to start at. And it's not 35 miles away. How many miles is it? Yeah.
20.
Is it 20?
Yeah.
But the drive is way more than that. I think it's longer than my drive sometimes, right? Mine's an hour. Yeah.
Can we review like the referral process, like from the very beginning? Like you have an agent that you've established a relationship with.
Mhm.
As far as like your client goes, you only give them one person as a referral, one agent as a referral, correct? Like you don't give them
Yes.
3 to choose from, or like it's one person
No,
that you're in business with.
this
that
is the
you're-
one time that I do one referral.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
because I've already vetted,
Mhm.
right? I already know my agent is a good agent and that it's gonna work for that person.
Okay.
If it's not, then I'm gonna go vet again, right? This is where it could be handy to have a couple different personality types and different business models, right? To be, especially if it's somewhere you know you're gonna get referrals back and forth, or just even one way is fine, right? And yeah, so you're just gonna do all that, but then before I send them over a sheet, I always pick up that phone and call them and say, hey, I have someone coming your way. especially if you already know them, right? It's gonna be a different conversation. Do you have time for them? Like, what's the market like there? You wanna know that too. I wanna be fully engulfed in everything that's happening during that transaction. I check in, both parties. How's the offer process going? Okay, they wrote an offer. How did it go? Okay, now come over to these guys. How are you guys feeling? How are you doing? Heard you didn't get the offer, right? You've got to work. And the more you do that, my 25% just went up to 30 or 35. Right? Because I'm staying engaged. I really know, well, I'm gonna do it at the beginning because I already know this is how I'm gonna work. I know these people, right? Everybody's gonna be a different level for me. So like my kid that I sent over, I did a higher percentage. I did 35%.
Yeah.
Because they're my kid and they're pre-qualified. I've already had the full real estate purchase conversation with them, right? So it's how much have you done with that client before you hand it over? If I haven't done anything with them and I'm saying, here's a buyer for you, 25, right? But if I'm gonna be real estate agent over here for them, and I'm gonna talk to the real estate agent over here, and I'm gonna help, because my conversations are gonna help the agent on the other side as well, right? And then you also know what's happening to that transaction the entire time. You know when it's gonna close. That's when you go and you take the referral sheet and you give it to Robbie. So when that check comes in without your name on it, okay? A lot of times it comes straight from escrow with just an address on it. How are we supposed to find out whose it is?
Right.
Right? I've done that job.
Yeah, who sold
I have
this?
no idea what referral this is. But if you're engaged and involved in the entire transaction, you now know, hey, Robbie, you should be seeing a check on this one the next week. This is the address that they bought. So that's the address that's coming in on the check. This is the address that they sold. It makes her life easier. It makes money in your pocket faster. And all parties are super happy, right? You can also call and congratulate your clients because they're still my clients.
And I feel like that's a really good way, because I was thinking like, how do we make sure our clients, people know that it's a benefit to them that I can refer them? Because in my mind, I'm like, well, why would they? Like, are they gonna get anything? So like, when you are explaining like, no, I'm still gonna be your agent, it's gonna be in a different context. Like,
I tell them I'm gonna
be.
be fully involved in the entire transaction from beginning to end,
That's awesome, because that's. a
They
good
don't need to
selling
know
point
how
too.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
That's
But I'm
really
gonna be
helpful.
involved and I'm gonna stay in touch with both you and the agents. And as long as you do that, right?
Right.
And of course, it benefits me too, right? So, yeah, it's a great way to do it. Plus, then your people really feel good about you referring out, right? Because you can post it out anywhere. Hey, I'm a real estate agent. Let me know if you want to buy or sell anywhere. I can find an agent for you. Really? Right? Like, why?
Yeah, like it doesn't sound good.
Hey, Alex,
What's up?
we're teaching about agent to agent referrals. You want to talk for 5 minutes?
Referrals.
You think that's a yes? I didn't have anybody lined up for today. My apologies.
Yeah. Yeah, what would you like me to talk about?
Do you do any agent to agent referrals?
Yeah.
I was like, I just came for coffee.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you have to come all the way over here for your coffee?
I was putting it off.
Oh, in the dishwasher?
I don't know what I'm doing.
I know, I saw our dishwasher in the other kitchen
Oh,
room.
funny.
Set it in the sink.
Good. So.
I threw them off.
Most of our stuff is agent related, is from like really big teams or organizations that also have their real estate licenses. Like there's a thing out there called Home Light. Probably seen their commercials on TV or whatever, right? In between Shark Tank episodes. But yeah, every once in a while we get a actual agent referral. Command is fantastic. Like identifying agents to send a referral to through command has been a lifesaver, because you can sort out how much production they do, what percentage of their buyers versus sellers and that kind of stuff. And it makes it really easy to link clients to the right person. Other than that, we do refer stuff up to Washington every now and again.
See? Thanks for just reiterating everything I already said. I appreciate it. Sorry for putting you on the spot. Not really, but. Yes, no,
Was it Alex?
Alex.
Some of our guys.
Yeah. That's all right, wait till we yell Chris. We have 3 now. That's all right, you're all very different. Okay, so. I think this is funny, right? So 35 miles away, she contacts another agent to make sure they're the right agent for it, right? Basic, same information that we've already said. So, but on this one, because she was a client that worked and it's multi-properties, she's getting 25% referrals. So know that too, right? If you get a referral that's a listing from another place, you know it's going to be a buy too, right? So the more information you find out from the client, the better. Because if I just send over a referral to them and say, hey, these people want to sell their home, but I didn't dig in deep enough to find out if they were going to buy there too, I lost that referral.
Right.
You only get what you send over. If you know it's a buy and a sell at the same time, check, right? 25, 25, 30, 30, 35, 35. Your choice. Come to an agreement with each other on the phone before you send it over and shock them, because the form that you send over to shock them with what you're going to charge them, if you didn't have that conversation, has your client's contact information on it. Have the conversation and agree to the terms and follow it up with a referral form.
So what if,
Okay.
you do all that and then they just steal your client?
You're going to stay in touch. And if you're finding out that they're still your client, right? This is that part. If you just send it over and don't do anything, bad on you.
Yeah.
Right?
And some
But if
people
you're
you
staying
might-
in touch with your client and they say, yeah, we found a home, that agent isn't responding to you anymore. Or you're still working with that agent I referred you to. Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm gonna go call that agent's principal broker
Okay.
and say, I sent a referral over that they signed, because they gotta sign it and send it back. Okay?
But you said
That's
that
why you stay in
if you
touch.
surprise them with it and then they have your client's information, they can just call
Well, if they don't send it, you're gonna call until they send that back, right? And you're gonna contact your clients. It's the same thing. If your clients have been contacted by the agent and that agent hasn't signed and sent that referral form back over, you're gonna call the principal broker.
Yeah.
Right? You can search in command to find out who the team leader is of that office. Give them a call and say, hey, I sent a referral over to this agent. They've already been in touch with my clients, but they haven't sent me my referral back.
And then you might
Yeah.
not send them a referral again. if
I
they
would
do
never
that.
send them a referral
Right.
again if they're gonna do that, where I had to go to that extreme,
them. Right.
Yeah.
right? If they balk and argue with you about the commission that you already agreed to, same thing. You verbally agreed that this is an agreeable commission rate for you. And I said, Mike, don't give them the contact information until it goes on that form, right? And I also give my contact, the agent's information. Right,
Yeah,
because I
'cause
want them both
You
to.
end up being the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's an easy conversation. And don't act like when I'm gonna ask for 35% that it's a big deal. Because right now, every other company that we're paying commissions for are 30-35%.
Yeah.
Right, for a nobody lead.
Yeah.
Right, something we have to work for, we have to pay that much for.
Yeah.
If it's something that you're handing over, you have to also think about that I wouldn't go much higher than that, because they still have to do their portion and they
Right.
still have to pay their brokerage, right? And they still have to do the same job that we have to do here with our clients. And we know what that liability is, and that liability with that client goes forever, right? So I wouldn't ask for more than 35. I think 35 is great. 35, 30. right? So they get what's left over. But if you just go in and say, hey, I've got, I've got, my in-laws are coming there, they're ready to buy, they're already pre-qualified, or they're paying cash, or whatever it is. This is what they're looking for. We've already searched and looked around at different areas. This is the area they want to be in. Can you just confirm it with, that this is what their needs are being met there in that area, right? I'm doing more than saying, hey, I have some buyers that are looking to buy under $500,000 there. Different than the other instance, right? So the value, and I'm going to stay in touch with both of you throughout the entire transaction. When you put it that way to an agent on the other side, they know you're engaged. Like you're making their job a whole lot easier by having all those pre-qualification conversations.
So when you're like setting up command and you're putting all your contacts in, it is wise, like if I'm from out of state, so it would be wise for me to put in my Washington contacts. in
Absolutely.
addition. Okay, see, that's
That's
so
why I
helpful.
tell everybody, this right here is your starter database. Everybody you know everywhere in the world, right? Upload it, tag them. Just because they're in your database doesn't mean you have to do anything with them, but it's a good start,
Sure. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so it wouldn't be like distasteful to like send them things, like, so they remember that you're an agent
Yeah.
and like personally remind them, like, when it's time, I can work with you. I had no idea you could, I thought like you had to stay within.
Stay in your little box.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, absolutely. Like some of the things that you can do in Command is you can actually connect their social media, right? So when I'm going through and I'm doing my daily lead gen, I'm pulling up that contact, bam, there's their Facebook link. I don't have to go search them in Facebook. I just click it, it opens it up. Now I can go scroll, see what's happening in their life. I can invite them. Do you know how to create groups in Facebook, right? To create your own business groups. Invite them to like your business page. Like you guys are just starting out. So, hey, I got my real estate license in Portland, Oregon, and I can also help find great agents wherever, because I know we've got quite a few people in different places, but in any, whatever aspect it is, you can talk to everyone and then just get them to like your page. Hey, please like my page so I can build it up, right? Help me. Who's gonna say no to you to help you grow your business following? If they don't want to see the stuff, they can unfollow it, right? It still says they like it. It still counts as a person, but if they're seeing that and you start sharing valuable, it's all about what you share, right? If I'm going to continue to show over and over, just listed, just sold, congrats to my buyer, and I don't do anything else, how fast are they going to unfollow? Quiet your news feed so they don't see you anymore, because that gets old. And what does that mean to me? Yay, you sold another. Yeah, you're doing great, fantastic. But you're not sharing any information that can help me, because everybody's about me, right? Everybody wants something. What can I give them to make them pique interest and remember that I'm a real estate agent that has valuable information and knowledge that can help them in their personal life, right? Today, more than ever, we talk about wealth. We could talk about equity in our homes. We can talk about building their retirement. Like there's so many things that you can do right now, right? What did you say, Cody?
Mortgage rates.
Right? Yeah, they're climbing, but guess what? They're gonna keep climbing. So shoot, get it now.
The one thing I remember, it's what really drew me to Keller Williams on top of everything else, but like the discount you can give people.
Yes.
For the wholesale,
Yes.
like contracting at open houses. I heard people say like, oh, I definitely want to change the flooring, or I definitely want to change the light fixtures. Well, funny you should say that.
Right.
Not
And
like
would
that,
work with
but-
me.
Yeah, and a lot
Yeah.
of people really liked that, so. that's just, like,
Absolutely.
I think that's so cool, that'd be good.
And you guys have to remember too, right? Like, I know you're hungry for buyers, you're hungry for listings right now. But if we can help someone now, even if it's not to buy or sell, but we can help them in some way, whether it's refinancing, if it's using their equity to pay down their debt, whatever it is financially, help them get discount for carpet or flooring or lights or whatever. If it's not a sale right now, it will be a sale, right? Or they're gonna at least talk about us and how much we helped save them. And they're gonna share that with their friends. So remember, it's the whole picture, right? It's not just this tunnel of, are they buying or selling? If not, get out of the way, right? We want to engulf everybody in every possible way and have them share and have them talk. Because the more they spread your stuff, the wider your net.
That's what I started doing that too. Like I really started posting on my Facebook and just did the thing that Giovanni was talking about.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people are seeing me now.
that's right. Makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. And the more people that see you and the more they remember, anyone can see you posting the same stuff over and over again. But if they're seeing that and they're seeing that you're sharing something valuable, and don't forget, they're seeing something personal, because people want to work with people, right? They don't want a salesperson. That's so long ago. They want to know who you are. They want to know you're just like them, right?
I actually have a question about that discount.
Yeah.
Can we get a code as Keller agents and we can give that to?
No,
Or how
it's
does
not a
that
code,
work?
it's our name. So
Our
basically
name,
your
okay.
business card, if they go in, globe lighting is different. Globe
Okay.
lighting, they need to contact you.
Okay,
And then we contact our person and find out what the need is, because there they have a certain person for every type of need, whether it's one light fixture, whole house light fixtures, just all different kinds of stuff. So that one, you contact them, tell them what your buyers or sellers want, and then they give you the person who needs to be contacted, and then you can give that to your clients.
got it. And then
The other one, Contract Furnishings Mart, they can walk in and say, Megan with Keller Williams Realty Portland Premier sent me here. Now, if it's a listing, a potential listing, I'm meeting them there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm guiding, engaging in, we're selling this, we're fixing the carpet or the laminate floor, whatever's wrong, countertops, to list this at a proper, so that they don't get them the higher price carpet that they're not gonna make back in sale price, right? So that one I would meet. Same thing with your buyers, it depends on the relationship, right? Obviously I went with my son because it was my kid, right?
Yeah.
To buy, they bought, and then we actually went while we were under contract to pre-order and get everything picked out so that by the time we closed, it was getting installed and then they could move in
Smart.
during their end of their contract for the rent, right? So they didn't have to pay for another month or new contract and break that lease, right? So yeah, that is a great way to engage with your client base, right? Over and over and over again. But
I'm looking on the KWPP and I see local vendors and businesses, but it doesn't have anywhere that we get a discount for the customer. It's all stuff for us. Where would we find all the places that we get the discount for?
it's Contract Furnishings Mart and Globe Lighting.
Oh, just those two.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Easy. I knew those two. I just didn't.
Contract Furnishings Mart.
Has everything.
Yeah, they have, it's surfaces, right?
Yeah.
So floors, counters, cabinets, door handles, right? Like everything you
You should
need.
just go in there.
It has
It's
tile.
amazing.
Yeah, that's like a shoe store for me.
Yeah,
Pretty same way.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Go in.
yeah.
You can walk in there. Go in and do a short little Facebook Live or what I don't know what they are, reel or a
Fine.
TikTok. I mean, whatever they are. I don't do those, obviously, right? I still say Facebook. I have an Instagram. I don't even think I posted on that this weekend because I forgot. But go do something like that or take some pictures. Take some pictures like up close of just a couple pieces. Some really cool tile, like wood tile. Did you know that's in?
no.
Wood tiles
No, it's
and
not.
in all different designs and styles and stuff. That's like the new hip thing. Would that
It's
not be
just that
something
their
really
whole
cool to do a
house-
post about?
Because it's-
Right? So just go in there and take some pictures, share it as daily, ding, or, you know, weekly or whatever. There's so much that you guys can do. Should we go back to referrals?
Okay.
It really, I mean, look how skinny it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Untapped resource. I don't think it's as untapped anymore. I honestly didn't look up these numbers to see if they had, no, we had these on a different one. How sellers found their agents. I pulled those on a different class that we have. But in 2015, 38% are referred by a friend, a neighbor, or a relative. That right there is why we work with our sphere, right? We really market our sphere. And our sphere also will refer out to us, right? And we farm. So friend, sphere, farm, neighbor, and relative, sphere. Get people to want to talk about you. Use an agent previously, 22%. That's pretty high, I think. I think it's actually more like 12%. Will actually reuse the same agent they had before because they forgot who it was. Because agents forget to market their own people over and over again. You would think that would be like the easiest possible thing to ever do, right?
Yeah.
To stay in touch with your
You
clients.
get busy though, I could see.
You
but
get busy,
yeah,
and if you don't have systems in place,
Right,
which is where you guys are gonna benefit, because you're gonna set up your systems ahead of time, so it's automatic and it's natural for you to do it. And you got agents that have been doing it for years, and then years later, they're like, now they're starting to track their business,
mhm.
and they're realizing that their referral and repeat business is like this much of their business instead of this much where it should be, right? Because they didn't do the activities. 5% met an agent at an open house, 4% internet, 4% contacted by an agent directly, like, you know, farming, mailing, dial systems. Referred, 4% referred by another real estate agent or broker. Saw the sign, 3%. Referred through an employer or relocation company, 3%. Direct mail or postcard, newsletter, flyer, 2%. Walked into or called an office where an agent was on duty. We actually still get those once in a while, it blows my mind. I'm like, well, really? They walked in looking for someone. And newspaper. Yellow pages or a home book ad, I don't think we have those anymore, right? 1%, and then how about this? Advertising specialty, calendar, magnet. Does anyone remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first agent that I worked for as her assistant, she had the magnet on her door, right? And every time you go in the car wash, if she forgot to take it off, it would be gone. You have
Oh,
to get a
no.
new one, yeah. But we don't do those anymore. Yes,
I think just 4% is not a big number.
4%
4%,
on the agent to agent referrals?
yes, but.
Correct.
For the buyers, I think a bit bigger, because sellers doesn't have to find the agent to just list my property because I'm already here and there are so many
Right.
agents near here. But for buyers, especially like who wants to move like another state or another city.
They
or
have no
Vancouver,
idea, yeah.
You could, right?
Yeah, it is gonna be higher on a buyer than it is on a seller. But think about it though, right? If you're really marketing and you're marketing well, you could end up having a friend, a neighbor, or a relative refer you to an agent, right, to refer here. Does that make sense? Okay, Doris Carlin. This is a good exercise. She's an OP, which is an operating principal, so that's like Dwight here in our office. She says, if you're not capitalizing on agent to agent referrals, you're leaving money on the table, right? If someone called you and asked you to list their house, never forget to ask if they need help with the purchase of their next home. You don't do that, right? So right off the bat, where are you guys going? What are you doing? Right? What's happening? We also have KW worldwide. So if they're retiring in another country, we can still help them, right? And like you said, they're going somewhere. Sometimes they've already done that and now they're listing their home, so we might not have got to them soon enough. But if we're targeting and marketing and all of our people that we know in our farm areas that we know, and that's where the majority of our business is coming from, then we're probably going to know about it before that actually happened. But it does happen. They've already purchased, now they're ready to sell, right? But don't forget to ask that question, right? And always, well, I'd love to help you find someone over there. You know, we have access to every single KW agent over there that will treat you like we do here on our end, right? Because if they called you for a reason. So the exercise is to find out how many are already in your database, how many do you touch on a regular basis, and what percentage comes from agent to agent referrals. So like I said, Cody, we've got to put them into commands, tag them as an agent, and then put them on a drip campaign, just like we do our clients. That's how we stay top of mind, right? We're talking, we're checking in on their Facebook, we're commenting on their stuff, we're staying engaged, just like we would. Remember, this is a people business, right? It's all about relationships and building those and keeping those and making sure that everybody knows who we are, right? You walk in a room, they gotta go, oh, there's Cody. Oh, there's Megan, she's a real estate agent. Without even saying anything, right? Okay. Let's get right through that. All right, we want to give and we want to receive, right? Both ways. We get paid. Who likes that?
I do.
Right? So you know how you hear people talk about hot leads, cold leads? What's an agent to agent referral? Most of the time, right? You could have someone that just gets a lead. I've had it. Just get a lead from an online thing. It's not really here. I send it to an agent somewhere else. It's a cold ass lead.
I just have a question
Right.
about that.
Yeah.
Is it normal to get, I feel like as soon as I got my license, I'm getting like emails and text messages from,
Oh, honey,
are those a
this way.
scam?
Yeah.
They're scams, right?
Oh,
You're okay. So here's the deal. You are now, even if you are on the do not call registry, you are now marketing yourself out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Your email's out there, your phone number is out there. So if you want it to be just that for business, then get a business number, right?
Sure.
And keep them separate.
Oh, I don't mind.
No,
being
but you're
texted,
gonna
I'm just
get
curious, like-
hit with everything.
I literally get other brokerages still calling me, trying to get me to switch.
I got a
That
letter.
is never gonna end.
Yeah.
Never gonna end. No matter how successful you are, that is my job. Well, that's actually Kareem's job and my job to recruit agents. Okay. We want agents from other companies, but we want certain agents,
Yeah.
right? But you got brokerages out there that want all of the agents. So they don't care and they're just gonna market and market and market. You're gonna get emails, you're gonna get postcards, you're gonna get letters, you're gonna get every kind. They're marketing you just like they do, like we do clients.
It's a blast.
And you're gonna get so many phone calls without selling you leads and
Yes,
selling
that's
you
what they
this
are, yeah.
and selling you that. Just remember, stop, red light. Do you have any money coming in? Do you have a budget?
Mhm.
Don't spend it unless you got it,
I just
right?
didn't know if they were real or not, or if it was like, yeah, I was just curious if.
Yeah.
that was happening.
Vet them, right? Ask other people, what are you using? Majority of the companies out, or majority of the top agents, when they're coming for referrals, for leads, right? They're using big name companies like Sync and Boomtown and Real Geeks and there's a bunch. But basically all they're doing is they're doing Google ads and Facebook ads, and you're paying a ton of money every single month for them to go do those for you, when you could do the same thing for very minimal costs, right? Whatever you want to pay for the ads, just like Gio went over the Google ones. And in Command, you could do the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can do Google in there as well, right? And you can do it so much cheaper, or you can put a quarter of what that company wanted to charge you into that and have a much bigger response rate, right? So think about that. And they're not calling or answering, like the OpCityRealtor.com. Realtor.com captures the client because they click call now. It goes to OpCity, who is your OSA, right? Or ISA, because it's inbound call. They answer it, and they got a live client, and now they go, who wants it? Right? And you have to be ready to hit it. So and we pay them a fee instead of a monthly fee, right? All the other ones, they're running ads for you. They're giving you a lead capture website, which is what your KW website. It's a lead capture website. They're having you pay them $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month to run the same ads that you could be doing. And all they're doing, the lead clicks, and now you have to filter them out. I do the same thing for maybe $150, right? So it's all on how you want to do it. But you guys are going to get bombed, and it's going to be nonstop forever and ever. I don't have production, and I get nailed with everything, right? All the time, constantly, people calling, wanting to sell me golf sheets, right? To be on the golf sheets, the golf courses, or in the grocery stores, to buy leads, to just everything, you guys. So research, make sure you're looking at what you're doing and how you're going to do it, and make sure you're not over budgeting. Sit down and know your budget. So free referrals, agent to agent. Right? So it's almost always a hot lead, and it takes less time than cold prospecting. Why? Because all I'm doing is creating that relationship and keeping that relationship with the agent who's going to send me leads. Because I'm going to work with somewhere where people are moving here, right? Or where's one place that a lot of Portlanders move to?
And Bend, right? Good look at some of those are-
Arizona. People that are moving away. Idaho, Montana,
Texas. I know
Texas.
like 4 or 5 people, families that have moved to Texas. in the
Think
last
about
year.
business to business too, right? What are our top producing businesses here? And where are there other locations,
Right.
for job transfers? Right? Some of those big companies are staying work from home. They can go anywhere. So that's just like pick it out of the hat, or right? But, and then think about your market of clientele that you're going to work with. What is the price point of income of the clients that you're working with? If you have people that are making over $1 million a year, what states do you think they want to move to? This is where you can just go and find Google, right? State to state, moving city, but where do you think they want to move to? If they're making over $1 million a year. No. Why would they? Taxes, right? There's income tax in Montana.
That is very minimal though. That's why most LLCs are in Montana.
It is, but it's not as low. Number one lowest state, I know because I've been researching this for my brother-in-law. Tennessee. No income tax. It is actually the lowest tax bracketed state ever. But you should know these things. What's another one? Florida, Texas, Alaska.
They pay you in Alaska.
Yeah, they do, but who wants to live there?
Hey, I used to live there. Nice.
It's beautiful, but I'm from Montana. I ain't going anywhere where it's cold or dark. And I
It
can't, I'm
depends
not
on
scuba diving up there.
where city you're in, because
Yeah.
like some of them are, it's just like Oregon weather. They just get more snow. But it gets warmer this summer.
That's nice.
Mosquitoes this spring.
Can't sell me in Alaska, but know that, right? Like, know where your clients might want to go to. Know what's the best state for family. Do you think people are not looking at that stuff right now? Where is the best place for me to live with my family?
Their retirements.
Right?
Retire,
You've got to know these things, especially if you're going to work referral to referral.
yeah, it makes sense.
Then that's where I'm going to build and bond. If I'm working with people that are like, if I want to be Crickets, King City area, that's all retirees. I better have someone in Arizona because they're doing summer, winter properties, right? Think about that. So that's, you really got to, just like anything else, we got to research what we're doing, why we're going to do it, and how we're going to do it. And now remember our brands, right? Come back to our brand awareness, who we are, what type of agent are we, and how are we helping people? Do you think if you work in every possible way with that, that's not an extension of your brand and who you are, right? If I'm a wealth investment agent, helping people with their retirement, with the wealth, I better know all these things and have an agent everywhere for them. Maybe even I'm doing ads in those areas for clients, for listings. Do you think doing a Facebook ad that people over there are going to see you and then they're going to contact you and then you're going to send a referral? Why not? What about if I'm going to do ads in California because those people want out of there, they want to come up here, right? Portland, amazingly, is one of the top 10 places to live for allergies. I beg to differ, but I just looked again. It supposedly is the least amount of allergies in the top 10. I'm dying over here, so I think they're wrong. But if you research it, Portland is listed as one of the places to live if you have allergies. Probably because it rains a lot, but
Only, 30 miles from the grass capital of the world.
right, like
Unless you're
tree
grass.
pollen, everything I have. So this is not the place to find them. But right, like, so know that there's different things that you can market, right, and look for and to find who your referral agents are going to be. So you get more money for a little effort, right? We all want that. Okay. Pros of receiving referrals. We have a ready customer. Agent's not going to call you and say, hey, I have a buyer or seller for you, so you're not ready to buy or sell, right?
Right.
So a ready to go customer. 70 to 85% commission. Customer is well served by you. So now they're happy. They become a mat. We know what our mats are, right? People we met. And you have an opportunity to win all of the repeat and referral business. If someone is moving somewhere for a life change and they love it here and they have more family, do you not think that that family potentially could move here as well? And if you did a fantastic job, it is now not a referral from the agent, but now from your client, and now we don't have to pay a referral fee, right? That's what we talk about. And no matter who they are, where they are at, we want clients for life who refer and repeat business with us. So we're not paying referral fees, we get more money in our pocket, and we don't have to work as hard to get the transaction, right? The agent may continue to refer you if everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That agent, if it's a good agent, is going to stay in touch, like I'm teaching you to do with the other side, right? They're going to stay in touch through the transaction. They're going to talk to their clients, make sure that you're doing everything the right way, that they're happy with everything that you've done. You're going to follow up with the agent, thank them for the wonderful clients. We found them a home. Like, you're going to stay in touch with them too and say, we found them a home. We're writing an offer tonight. We got the offer accepted. We're closing on this date. Here's the address. Here, I'll send you the link from my website of the property that they're buying. Right, the more you share, again, referral fee, right? And the relationship that I've created. So remember, everything, always treat everybody the way you want to be treated, right? And what you want to know. I want to know everything. Do you guys want to know everything? Like, I mean, I want to know everything.
Yeah.
So if I just send it off and I don't know anything, it'll drive me crazy. I need to know everything.
I was talking to a girlfriend in Arizona and she is a friend of an agent down there. And she said that she will even go as far as help people move, like show up on moving day
Yeah,
and help them move their stuff in because
that's crazy.
That's like that extra mile, that's kind of her thing. And then she gets people for life that way.
Yeah.
She may be the first person that they know in town.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
especially out of town people.
Yeah.
Another thing that like some people do, and it's pretty inexpensive to do, show up with pizza and beverages for them,
Yeah, like on their.
right, on the day of moving. Know what day they're moving in, show up with pizza,
Yeah,
beverages, know ahead of time, do you guys like beer, wine, pot, kids, right?
right.
You're gonna find all that stuff out in your conversations as you're showing them homes. Get to know your clients, get to know them really, really well. Because then I don't have to call and ask on the day of moving, when they don't want to hear from me,
Yeah.
hey, what kind of beer do you like? Right, I already know.
Mhm.
Even if it's generic, go get them something different, right? But show up with that. A 6-pack, a bottle of wine, and a couple
Yeah.
pizzas, depending on how many people, makes a huge difference, even if
Yeah.
you don't help move them in, right? People have talked about having, helping your clients with the housewarming party, hosting it. Because guess what you get to do?
You go.
You get to be there.
Yeah, and then.
Because you're hosting and you get to meet all of their friends, right? This is our agent, help us get this wonderful house. She's doing for us. What he's doing for us. Bottle of bubbly, some appetizers. When you guys are getting, think about these things as you build your business, right? You can start small. And as you get more wealth, a busier business, you can start to amp it up, right? But that again comes down to your brand. Who am I? What kind of experience am I giving as a real estate agent? Because then I'm not just a real estate agent. I'm not just opening up a door and selling them a house. I am lifelong, all around, you love me. Right?
Yes.
You know that's what I want. All right. You pay a referral. The cons of receiving referrals is that you have to pay the referring agent 15 to 30%. Well, it's probably more like 25 to 35. Let's get real. I don't know where that 15 came from. I've never seen a 15 in all 21 years of business. Right? Can you think of any other cons?
Well, the only other con, right, kind of like to your point is how do I know if that agent's gonna take my client? You are talking about bringing in as a, taking their whole sphere, because that's now your client, even though it was referred to you. That may be frowned upon, or, right, that may be looked at negatively, because if that other agent that referred may still be trying to farm that person's circle.
Back home or
Right,
wherever they're
yeah.
at. Well, yeah, but if you, you're not gonna necessarily farm that, right? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe bad term, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like,
But your client is the one that's gonna be referring, right? The agent might not hear about it until, I mean, they could still get a listing.
sure. No, it's just something out there that, don't be surprised, right, if you
Yeah,
end up not getting another referral, because maybe they
cause you
think
got
that
another
you
one off of it
took
and,
business, yeah,
yeah,
even though you didn't.
right? So, I mean, you could think about that too. Maybe then I do a smaller referral fee to them for, if it
Hey, I
comes off
got
that
another
same
one,
one.
and here's a little.
Yeah, or I send to them, hey, they just told me that their parents are selling they want to sell their house and move out here. Call them to list their property.
Yeah.
right? So you're sending business back even though,
And then that's a connection. with
but
that
if they
agent.
didn't stay in touch with that client once they moved,
Mhm.
right? Cause you have agents, it's like, they moved away from me, out of my database,
Yeah.
right? Don't do that. Keep marketing them. They still have friends and family here, coworkers, or whatever. So that's even more business that you could be getting.
Mhm.
But if the agent that sent you a referral suddenly took them out of their database and aren't talking to them anymore because they moved away, which most agents will do,
Mhm.
then it's free game. But if I'm really, really nice, because I want to build a relationship, and they tell me that their parents are gonna sell their home, have they listed it yet? Are they using so-and-so who sent you to me?
Yeah,
Reconnect
yeah.
to win that, right? And now, obviously, if it's somewhere that people are gonna
Making
come
that
and go a
bridge with
lot,
that other agent.
building, well, and then they're also gonna talk about you and refer you to other areas. So if they see you in, because I see it all the time in Facebook groups, where someone will ask, hey, does anybody, in an agent group, does anybody know a great agent in Portland? And then they'll go bam, 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 and say, I'll see 3 or 4 people say the same person. And they do it because they built that relationship, right? Even though they're not even here, they know who the agent to call is here. So that's the agent you want to become when you're doing an agent to agent referrals. Build it. List of important things to do. Let's see what's on here. There we go. Very first thing you should do. Number 1,
Immediately.
immediately with the client.
That was referred.
If you get a referral from someone, here, call them immediately. Immediately.
See, when I did it, I sent my brother the agent's number. Is that not how you do it?
I do both.
Oh,
I do both.
okay,
And I let both parties know I did both.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you don't hear from them, please let me know. Because if they don't respond to you right away, then I have another
Find
agent.
someone else,
I
yeah.
have another agent. Even if you don't, I have another agent,
Yeah,
right? Then you know that there's already an issue and a problem, and I'm gonna go research right now and find another one if I don't have
yeah,
another one.
right, yeah.
Okay? You also need to make sure that you love to work with buyers.
No.
I mean, otherwise, why would you get a referral?
Right.
You want to provide solutions along with the awesome experience. I love that they use my word awesome. Right? Remember, we're not just opening up doors, we're helping with every possible scenario, situation, helping them in everything that we can, even though we're not an expert in every field, right? But we want to guide them to all the proper places and what they need. You want to be committed to and capable of working with a referred customer. Guys, I don't know why you wouldn't want to be, because that's, again, if we go back, oh wait, right here. You have a ready customer. The hottest possible lead we can get, right? Know your city and resources. Because if it's an out of town, out of city, out of state buyer, they know nothing. So I want to make sure that I know everything. And if I don't know everything, I'm gonna find everything. And I'm gonna share that information with them, right? That's where I really say, and where I'm really strong with, in my personal opinion, I don't want to sell something I don't know. Right? When I first moved here from Montana, I knew I absolutely did not want to be a real estate agent. I didn't know how to get from A to B anywhere, right? I knew the land was different. I knew a lot of things were different than what we have in Montana. As far as like inspections, I didn't even know what a heat pump was when I moved here. We didn't have them. Do you guys know what a humidifier is on a furnace? How it works? I do, right? Because we needed that over there. So there's lots of things that you don't know, right? So before me personally, before I could sell anything, I needed to know it, right? So if you don't know it, you don't know the city, you don't know the schools, you don't know the right areas. I still don't know a lot of the areas. How can I sell it? Right? So if you want to sell everywhere, everything, then you better get out there and start learning that and understand it and know it. right? Because they're gonna ask you. Just like we tell you when we do an open house. Go drive the neighborhood. Find out how many blocks it is to the elementary school, because they usually walk. And parents don't want their kids walking too far by themselves. Remember, it's dark in the morning when kids walk to school, right? Think like a parent when it comes to that. Know where the closest grocery store is. Know if there's a transit line anywhere nearby, right? Whatever possible things, know what's around the area, the home. And then you look like you really are the neighborhood expert, right? And we all want to be the neighborhood expert. You better know that stuff in an area that you're gonna farm. Because if you're farming an area that you want to take over and control, you don't know any of that. Are you the expert? All right, responsibility of receiving and accepting referrals. Continue. No builders of new homes and subdivisions. We should know that. We should know where they're building, why they're building in certain areas and not in other areas, right? Urban growth boundary. We should know the urban growth boundary. We should know if the builders are working with agents, right? You should know the prices in the different areas. Go and talk to them and make sure that you can work with them. If they're not listed in RMLS, will you still work with a real estate agent, right? Because what happens if your client goes, hey, I saw this new construction build over here. You never showed us any of those. And you didn't go check them out. And oh, they don't work with agents. And most of the time they'll just say, you have to work with our agent and we'll pay you a referral fee. But if they went there by themselves and you weren't with them, guess what? You might have just lost. Client, $0. You need to be patient and flexible. You need to stay current on your market. That goes with anything. You need to educate the buyers about the local price. Remember, some people, especially if they're coming from somewhere else, to hear how much different we are from other areas, right? If they're coming from California, we're fantastic. If they're coming from Montana, shocker. Okay, average sales price here is what? It's actually higher than that, you guys. In Portland Metro, I think it's like 550 or something like that. In our office, our average sales price is 636. In Forest Grove, where I live, it's $550,000 for an average sales price. It used to be the best place to go buy. It's not anymore. But it's because it's only construction, so their home prices are going up, right? If you got someone that's coming from a market where the average sales price is $180,000, it's like sticker shock, right? So know where they're coming from, how to educate them and get them to understand. Really good graph to show them and show how, no matter what the market's done, we're always growing here, right? It's always heading up. So the value in the homes are going up. Even though they feel like they might be paying top dollar right now, it's only going to be higher. Yeah. Communicate with a referring agent regularly and always pay the fee. There's your answer, Cody. Always pay the fee. We know what happens if you don't. You can get in big trouble. You can get in big trouble. Because let me tell you, they will call the broker and say that you didn't pay the fee. They will follow up and say, where is our fee? And if you didn't send it in, like if you didn't send us a referral form saying that there's a referral check that needs to get paid on this transaction, and they contact us, they'll contact the office and talk to Kelly and say, hey, I actually got paid on this transaction.
Yeah.
Why there was no referral in there? Guess what? You're writing a check to the office, right? So always pay the fee. Pros and cons of giving a referral. Well, obviously it's a pro because you don't have to do anything other than stay in constant contact. For a 25 to 30% referral, 35%. I like 25 to 35. Who else likes that? A little stretch in there. You get to choose the agent. The customer is served, hopefully, by a well-qualified and well-matched agent. if you think, you call an agent, you vet them out, you think that this agent is gonna be fantastic and wonderful for your clients. And then you do the referral, and then they find out they met, they talked, follow up with your client, and the client says, oh my God, we don't like him,
Yeah, that's what I'd be worried about.
right? I mean, you should be doing that.
Mhm.
So you met, the agent said it was great, wonderful. What did you think? No, I don't think we're gonna click. Okay. What didn't you like? All right,
Let me find you someone.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Yep. Tell me what exactly you're looking for that you didn't like in this one, and I will get that one for you. And then call the agent back and say, unfortunately, they felt like they didn't click with you, so they're not gonna buy with you. I've got to find them another agent.
Say you guys have done all the paperwork to give that agent the referral, and then the client didn't like them. Is there anything?
Yeah, you just call them back and cancel
And
it.
just, yeah, okay.
Yeah, tell them. I mean, I think it's better to call and say, hey,
Certainly.
my client said that they didn't feel like they clicked with you and it's not gonna work out.
I just mean like as far as the paperwork, you don't. have to do
No,
anything.
no,
Okay,
they're
yeah,
not gonna get paid.
Right,
They're not gonna buy with them, right?
Yep.
So if it's at the same office, then we need to have a conversation probably with the team leader, the principal broker, or the MCA or whatever, if it's KW office, right? And let them know, I did send my clients to this agent for referral. They did not reciprocate them very well,
Yeah.
so I'm now gonna send it to this one.
Mhm.
So that now they know they can cancel the one. I would even write on it, maybe canceled, if I'm sending it to the same office, canceled, and then send it to the MCA. It'll be the KLRW and then the number, like our office number is 575. So it'll be KLRW, whatever office number it is at kw.com, and it'll go directly to the MCA. And you can find out what market center it is, what their number is through command as well. And then the agent may reciprocate and refer to you, right? Ultimately, that's what we want. The con, you may lose your customers' repeat and referral business to the other agent.
That's what I'm saying.
You may. Depends on how you handle it, right? I'm gonna handle every customer I have, no matter where they're gonna go, the same way. They're gonna stay in my database. I'm still gonna continue to market them and continue to let them know that I can help their friends and their family and their past coworkers, right? So responsibility, thoroughly interview the customer to understand their needs. Again, not right. The more you know, the more you can ask, the more comfortable you should be with asking more. Thoroughly interview the agent to find the perfect match for your customer. Your communication level of service expected, right? So communicate and let them know, I am going to talk to you every week to check in to see the status of this transaction. I'm going to also stay in touch with my client every week to make sure that everything is going smooth and that they're happy and they don't have any questions. Follow up with the customer and follow up with the agent. Build the win-win relationship. So, we already covered this. Benefit of having them in your database is that you're going to continue to have that relationship with them, right? You're going to build it. You're going to have colleagues that you can now discuss ideas with, right? You can find out other information about different markets. What's going on? What challenges are they experiencing? How we can, maybe we can help each other, like on how we can figure out how to deal with these different challenges. You can find out what average sales prices are or whatever in different areas. You think that would be a great post to do, right? And if you're looking for a great agent, so-and-so, call me, send me a referral. But right, you can talk about all kinds of stuff. Reap the rewards. Effort, you give the referral, you get a 25%. You accept a referral, 75%, and you get repeats and more referrals, right? Hopefully this one over here is going to stay big too, because I'm going to continue with my relationship. But wait, there's more. That's what it says on here. More reasons to tap in. Real estate agents that are plentiful and readily identifiable. Agents get it. They already understand the benefits of referring. Provides additional reason for attending events like KW, family reunion, mega camp, spring masterminds. They have so many different things you can go to that you can meet agents at. And there's other events, like coaching events and different things that other companies do that you could meet your referral agents at and get engaged and involved in. And you get to build a relationship with agents around the country. Think about that too. If you go on vacation somewhere a lot, do you think that would not be a good place to find an agent at? Right? And if you travel and you go into a KW office and you spend some time and maybe have coffee or lunch with an agent at an office in another country or in another city or whatever, do you not get to write off part of your expense for travel? Because you did business, right?
Where's the line on that?
I don't know, figure it out.
Okay.
Depends on how much you do and what you're doing. If you're going on vacation and you spend one day where you're going to the different KW offices or the KW office, you're meeting the agents, you're getting to know the lay of the land, you're taking them out to lunch, right? Is that not a business expense, a
So
business day?
You could write off the
A
vacation.
portion of, no, not the whole vacation, but you can do portions, right? Because part of it was a business expense. That's like if we go into, if we go into family reunion and it's somewhere fun, I might have my family join me at the beginning or at the end.
Mm.
Usually at the beginning, because at the end I'm exhausted, right? So we do family stuff at the front end of it. Part of my trip is now tax deductible because the other half is a business expense, the whole other half of it, right? Always talk to your accountant.
Yeah.
All right, oh, we're just now getting started. Mindset and mind share. It's not who you know, it's who knows you, right? Be remembered, be memorable. So you have to remember, right? So that this is the KW model, actually, you guys. All agents are assets to you. In a lot of offices, and I came from one that was this way, it's doors closed, you're my competition, I'm not sharing a darn thing with you.
Yeah.
And right, go away. But at KW, they realize that we can all help each other grow and benefit by helping each other out and sharing our information. We don't share everything, we don't share our clients, right? We might share some of our presentation stuff or whatever it is that we have, but it only benefits because if this has helped me be successful and I help you be successful and I help you be successful and you be successful, now I'm at an office that the majority of the agents are very successful and well-known and people like to work with them. Does that not also help you and you? Right? Because we've set our reputation up over here. So if we are like closed doors and we're like, I'm not sharing anything with you and I don't care how you are and what you do, and I'm gonna do my thing and I'm gonna do some things that aren't so great, does that not reflect upon everybody else? Right? That's why we don't tolerate that here. But we want everybody, we don't want to have a bad name out there, right? We want to be top producing, well-respected agents that do the right thing and that everybody wants to work with. So having a different mindset and knowing that agent to agent is great, right? I'll share my stuff. If I've got a marketing packet that has worked really well and where I'm marketing myself and the way I'm marketing myself is doing really well for me, and I have an agent that I might be getting referrals to and from, and maybe gotten 2, 3, and I share that with them and it helps beef it up and now I'm getting even more, right? It benefits everybody, right? So just having a different mindset, and you want to make sure that you stand out. So the best way to stand out is like we talk about when you're in the middle of a transaction, communication, right? if you're an agent that I call and I never get to on the phone, your voicemail box is always full. And I can't get through, you never call me back, you don't know I called. Is that an agent that you want to work with? Absolutely not, right? And you want also, because then what's it going to be like during the transaction?
The same.
It's going to be the same, right? Are they going to be, if it's my listing and this agent never answers my phone call, what's it going to be like on the inspection portion of it? Are they going to wait until the very last day? Like, are we going to drag this out? Is it going to be a hot mess? I mean, the right, set the expectations. And again, as we're always learn, as we're growing older, right? Do unto others as you would have it done unto you. Same thing. So if you want people to treat you bad, then treat them bad. Scratch that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So what makes you different or unique from all other agents competing for agent-to-agent referrals?
Well, like you just said, responsiveness, you're gonna connect with that client immediately, you're gonna treat them how you'd want to be treated, you're gonna probably do something at the closing, make sure you're staying in contact with that agent to make sure that they are taking care of that referral the way they
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm pretty straightforward. I think at the end of a transaction, I'd make sure I call that referral, make sure they got their check,
Right.
make sure that I appreciate them, you
Yeah.
know, stuff like that.
Just like continued,
Yeah.
right? Continued care no matter what. Before we even get to that, because we need to set that up, right? So then it'd be just making sure that you're doing everything that would make it easier on them. And then it's just gonna make you stay top of mind right off the bat. Because most agents are just gonna go, hey, here's a referral for you, I want a 25% referral fee. Right? But if I'm gonna be fully engaged and I come in, I'm gonna say, look, I've already had a conversation with them about what the market's doing here and what it most likely is doing there. Got them pre-qualified already. They're already, you know, set up with Keller Mortgage. They're ready to roll. The more you do, holy moly, you just save them. Like, now I know you've handed me a client
That's ready to go.
that can write an offer today. There's a difference between that and, hey, here's a buyer, they're looking for 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms at $500,000. Okay, oh no, okay, thanks. Fantastic, yeah, I'll pay you 25%. Now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start from scratch. Right? Because that person could have just said, hey, yeah, we can afford $500,000 and we want 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And they might not even have gotten pre-qualified yet. Is that the kind of client that I want to send over to someone? No, right? So that's when we set ourselves apart, right? We dig in, we really make sure that we treat it like there's someone here before we send it over there. All right, screen and qualify, are you ready? Well, here's what's unique about me on page 18. Great little exercise for you to also figure out, like, well, how many years have you been in business? Maybe not how many years you've been in business, but what about like your expertise in whatever it was before, right? Any specialties or trainings that you have, your prior job experience, your hobbies, your school. Do you have a catchy motto? Do you already have a slogan yet? We worked on that in day 1, remember, or day 2? You don't have to have one.
What's your?
Ken, what's mine?
Yeah,
Your path to homes.
your path to homes.
This is the URL I could get.
Yeah.
So then I create my logo around it, right? It's pretty nice, right? And guess what? The word 2 is my initials. Took me a whole night to get to that. Find the right URL. There's a lot of URLs. The shorter they are, they're either taken or they are thousands of dollars for. So, because they're smart enough, they know people want that. But when the one that we had with my broker in Montana was bringing you home. Good one, right? Everybody, not everybody, but if you have one, right? Make sure it's part of your whole brand picture. Go back to the second packet that we had that talks about your USP and your values and figure out who you are and your brand awareness. And that can help you. Or you could just work through it. Just sit down and play with it a little bit. Google it though, right? Unless you could do a custom URL if you want to, but you could also just keep KW. Mine forwards to my KW, obviously, right? All right, screen and qualify. Identify what makes other agents top of mind with you. And make sure the customer comes first with them, right? And then questions to ask on page 19. So this is questions to ask the agent to see if you're a good fit, right? What do you love about what you do?
If they say meet people, then you never know.
Right, it could be, what if I'm looking for someone that's been in the business a long time because I want someone like my in-laws that I still cover. I knew they needed someone that knew the area just because on who they were, right? They needed someone that was well experienced. They told me that. Someone that was well experienced, that knew the area really well, that lived there because they wanted to have them as a resource for everything else that they need to do. What if I call that agent and that agent is like been in too long, right? And that would be, what do you love about your job? If you hear any kind of tone in their voice or anything that says they're over it, because people get in that point, right?
Yeah.
Then move on, right? Which do you like better, listing homes or helping buyers? Do you have a preference, Josh?
I guess I'm buyers, that's all I do right
That's
now.
all you've been in, yeah.
I would rather list homes.
Where we would rather list homes because they're easier right now. I hated sellers. They're a pain in the ass.
There.
Pardon my language. But they are. Buyers are happy because they're getting what they want, right? I mean, we gotta go bit. Buyers aren't always happy right now. Now we gotta like give them candy, right? Pet them because it's really hard right now. But like in a normal market, house isn't selling. It's all your fault. Why don't we have any showings? What did they say? They're needy, they're whiny, and everything is an agent's fault. This isn't a normal market, you guys, okay? You ask any agent that's been around as long as I have, they'll tell you the same thing. Buyers are the happiest to work with because they're so happy that you help them buy the home of their dreams. First-time home buyers are the best. That was my main focus to military. They're the best. There was nothing I could do wrong. Who doesn't want that? Right? So if you would ask me, I said buyers, hands down, right? Although we all know if we get a listing, right now your sellers are very happy people.
Yeah.
Okay. Buyers are not so happy people. Shifts in the market, right? So right now, yes, absolutely. I would love to list a home, but I will help any buyer and I work with them and help guide them through this very hard time, right? So think about how you would answer that too. These are questions you're going to want to ask someone, but think about what are your answers if someone asked you them? What is your area of expertise, right? Maybe you have people that strictly work with relocation because they're in an area that has a lot of business relocation in and out. What if it's in an area that's military and you're sending someone over that's military? That's a little bit tougher over here, but I came from a military town. The majority of my transactions were VA loans. Everybody out here is terrified of that. There's just nothing wrong with them, right? So geographic area you serve. What is the price range of most of the houses that you deal with? That's pretty important to know. Guess what? You can also find that out on command. You can pull up their production and it shows what their average list price is and what their average sale price is. How great is that? Then you can see if they tell you the truth. A brief history of the town or neighborhood. Does that not tell you if they really know where they're from? How do you stay current on changes in real estate? How many families have you personally helped buy a home? How do you establish rapport with your customers? How many homes do you preview in an average week? We don't really preview as much because it's all online. So I don't know if I would ask that so much, maybe reward, right? what organizations do you belong to? Can I speak with a customer who had a good experience with you? You could do that. I would almost, you could also look at testimonials. Go to a place where they can't leave the testimonial. Right? Because we can all leave our own testimonials, upload them on our webpage, Google. No, I don't think you can do your own. I thought Gio said you could do your own. You can put testimonials in Google for people, but that's actually tied to your Google account. So I don't know if you can. I would look at that, right? And then you can click on that person and see other reviews that they did. So you could actually link through. Zillow is another one, but they're taking more and more of those away from agents if you're not a Zillow agent. So guys, today the go-to is Google, I think, right? Google the reviews. Everyone's going to have a bad review. We know that, right? Because people will only do a review if they're complaining or if they're forced to do a nice thing.
You can hide Yelp reviews too.
Not all of them,
Yeah, but
because
you can.
on the quick group, we had a bad one that they would hide actual real good ones to keep the bad one out. And you can't hide it. So they're mean that way. But you know, it's all part of your Googling and making sure, but you can also reinforce those answers with the agent on the other end. When would be an appropriate time for me to get an update on how things are going? I personally wouldn't ask that. I would tell them. I'll call Monday. I'm gonna check in with you every week. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna check in with you every week on Monday at 9 a.m. Is that a good time for you? Right? And do you pay a referral fee? Well,
It's a pretty important one.
yeah, but it wouldn't work that way. Would you accept a 35% referral?
Yeah,
I'm totally vetting these people and I'm gonna stay engaged through the entire transaction. Does a 35% referral fee sound fair? Right? Or my fee is 35%. Is that acceptable to you? Right? Don't, like, are you willing to take these clients or not? If they say, okay, I'll call someone else, thank you. Right? They don't understand the value of what you're gonna do on your end to help them with their end. Does that make sense? All right. Know like what important qualities that you look for in an agent. Okay, and look, all the questions are up there. I think ultimately it all comes down to the client. Who's the client I'm sending them? And what type of personality do I need for them? If there's someone that I've worked with or someone that I know and they really like who I am and the way I do things, I'm gonna find someone like me, right? Because they came to me. But maybe I might know something a little bit different about who I need to have help that certain person, right? And then circle questions back on page 19 that you think are the most important, or add any questions that you think should be on the list. Go back to Marion Charters. Gaithersburg, Maryland. Check with the team leader. This whole pamphlet is pre-command. So they didn't have the agent to agent referral thing in there, but you guys can find out from the team leader who the best agent is, right? So if I go in and I research and I look up the production levels in command and I find, okay, I think this agent's gonna be really good. I can go and talk to the team leader and find out more information on the agent, or I can even ask them, who do you have in your office that works really well with this type of client?
So if you do have an out of state, like someone you know is moving out of state, is the best way to find them an agent to first look at the Keller Williams brokerages in their area and then call the principal broker there?
I do.
Is that the proper?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to call the team leader, okay? You don't have to call the principal broker. You can just do the research on your own, which is what I do. But if you're having trouble, right, then maybe call them. And some don't want to go through, I'm a researcher. I like going in and finding out all the information myself before I do anything. Drives me crazy when my daughter walks into the kitchen and says, hey, where's the milk? Did you look in the damn fridge? Right? That, to me, so that would be why I wouldn't personally just pick up the phone and say, hey, I got a client that I need this. Who's your great agent for that? But there are people that prefer to do it that way. I'm gonna go research. I'm gonna look up production levels. I want someone, I also, you know what? I also want someone that's not too busy, right? I want someone that's really gonna, especially if it's my first referral over, I want
And they're
someone that's
ready.
maybe done 12 to 24 transactions in 12-month period. That's what you're gonna see when you look on command. It's gonna be a rolling 12-month period, okay? So if I have someone that's done 12 to 24 transactions, I know they still have time, because I've been there to do everything, right? And that they're gonna cater to my client. If I have someone who does 50, 100, they're on a team, they're gonna get passed around to multiple people, I might not want that for my client, right? So it's all gonna depend on that. But yeah, so you can call, or you can do like me and research everything. I command it, I Google it, I Zillow it, and then I pick up the phone and I call them. And if I ever pick up a phone and I call and it goes to voicemail
Next.
and I can't leave a voicemail,
Oh,
next. I'm not calling them again, and if they call me back, too late, I've already moved on, your voicemail is full, right? Then I'm gonna go until I actually reach a person. If I get a voicemail, I will leave a voicemail, especially if I vetted them out and I think they're gonna be a great person.
yeah.
I give them a certain amount of time to get back to me, and if they don't get back to me, then I move on. And that time factor is all based on whatever you want it to be, right? If I'm calling them in the evening and they're in the East Coast, I'm obviously gonna wait till the next day, right? Because they're 4 hours, right? If it's after 7 their time, try to shut it off at 7. I don't want to be bothered after 7, right? That's my family time. So I'll get back to you. It's not anything that can't wait until morning. So that all depends on that, right? I did have one that I called and voicemail box was full and I couldn't leave a voicemail. And a couple minutes later, I get a text that says, I'll call you back later. She never did. I wasn't gonna take her anyways or talk to her. But like, is that an agent you want your clients to have?
No.
Like saying that you'll call someone back later.
But she never did.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an agent I want my clients to go to. Her voicemail box was full. She texted me back saying she'd call me back, and then she never called me back. What's gonna happen when my clients call? What's gonna happen when they write an offer on a property and she doesn't do anything? Right? So think about that, right? I want instant responses. I want someone that's gonna be working and going and happy to receive my client. All right. Let's get Mary. That's just about team leader. Oops. I'm ahead of the game. Page 21, 23. 22 doesn't exist. All right. Geographic farm. So, interesting. Know your bounds. Is that 21? No. Know your bounds. Let's go back. It's not on there. Okay, do you guys see this on here? This geographic farm? So know who's outside the geographic farm, even if it's in your town. Look at that, typical home buyer buys 12 miles away from his or her previous residence. So think about that in your marketing, in your farms. Good to see you, Michaela. If you're focused on a geographic farm and you have someone that's looking at selling, right? We're focused on getting listings because we talked about that. And they might potentially just buy within the 12-mile radius of where I'm currently at, right? This is a good example. Me. I live all the way out in Forest Grove. My husband works at Intel, and I work in Tualatin. Guess who drives the furthest every single day? I've been doing it for 7 years, 8 years. Do you think I'm tired of my commute? Do you think we haven't had a conversation recently about moving somewhere closer? Somewhere between our two jobs? Would that not potentially be within a 12-mile radius of our existing hometown? Right? So think the same thing. If I'm looking at a farm and I'm looking at an area, who's got a farm? So someone already have a farm area?
Yeah,
What area are you looking at?
it's like
In
near
general.
Ibach Park.
Okay, so then what businesses are near there?
Lots of restaurants, so.
Any big businesses?
And Range and Amazon's moving in.
Yes.
So we should team up because I live at Icon Park.
Oh,
So-
Oh, there you go. You're gonna
But
farm each
yeah.
other out.
Yeah,
But think about like where people that live in that neighborhood,
Yeah.
where the jobs are for potentials, right? And where they might move from or to,
yeah.
right? So if you've got people, you got Amazon moving in, then you might have people, it's Hamilton County, isn't it? I've got close to Yamhill, it's on the verge, because you said the gun range. That's just right over here,
It's still
right?
Washington, yeah. It's still Washington.
Did you get into Sherwood though, right?
It's
So
close.
maybe I might have people that want to move out a little bit. So
Yeah.
think about 2 farm areas that are potentials, right? But get to know who the people that live in your neighborhood, where they work. And then look at potential locations that might be between that one and where their job is at. Because then that could be another farm that you could work and market. And now you have both list and buy easy. Does that make sense? I like that graph. Too bad they didn't put it up here. All right. I think they're off on pages here. Maybe not. All right. Fee negotiation. We know when to refer. Negotiate the referral up front, obviously, before we send them the contact information. Okay. And that's simple, verbal, and then follow it up with the form. Factors that affect the rate. They say market conditions, price range, number of referrals previously received from the same agent, potential work time involved, right? I think all the work that I do on my end is gonna play into that as well. Work time involved, not just on your end, but also on their end. Both parties complete the referral form before meeting with the customer. You're gonna give them the contact information, you're gonna want them to contact them right away. But how fast is it for them to DocuSign? Right? Hey, I'm sending you over the DocuSign right now. Let me know if you get it. Just give me a text or a call. Okay, got it back, thank you. You can see when they read it. It tells you they read it, right? Hey, you haven't signed that referral agreement yet. What's holding up? Maybe it doesn't work on their phone. I don't know, right?
How, this is kind of backing up a few steps, but how do we do referrals with builders? Or can we? Like, what does that look like?
For,
Like, if you know someone wants to build, like, how could we help those clients? And like, so can we still get a referral fee or?
well, I would get an agent fee on it if I'm gonna help them with it, because there's still the whole process of the
Yeah.
transaction.
Okay.
There are some builders that have their own agent that will pay a referral fee and not like have it listed. So then they would have an agreement with you, but
Okay.
most of the time, if you find a builder, they're probably listed and they're gonna pay a commission. And you're gonna help through, they'll have their own contracts that you have to fill out.
Okay. Some
will use ours, some will have their own, it's all in the listing. Or when you go, if your client wants to look at new construction, you guys, go with them to the new construction properties. Because they will talk them out of using you as an agent. We don't work with agents or whatever. And so that they get a better commission rate because they have their own agents that are on site and they get a very, very low commission.
They're not gonna.
So they're right. They would prefer to get a higher one, right, than just getting that low commission working for the builder. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Prospecting and marketing. Hey, we're moving. Well, see, we're ahead and now we're behind. Okay, myth. I don't need to actively prospect market as real estate agents. No, you do. You gotta treat them just like all your other database, right? And don't forget to like say nice things about them, especially if you've had a transaction with them or if you've gotten to know them. Say nice things about them on their Facebook too, right? It was really great working with you on this transaction or, you know, whatever it is that you want to help them with. Treat it like another farm, right? Pick a narrow market and dominate it. Agents are just another farm. So you want to do the same thing. So find out where it is that you're going to get the most maybe to or from, right? And then market it, treat it. I would Facebook ad that sucker because you can choose anywhere to do a Facebook ad through Instagram, Facebook ad through command and just treat it like a marketing effort, right? Just like everything else. And down there in the bottom, we learned this in farming. Average people know approximately 200 other people. Because of networking and being in the sales business, real estate agents should know more than the average person, as many as 300 to 400 people. Now they're saying up to 500 as a minimum. By connecting with more agents through prospecting and marketing and potentially connecting with more people, right? So you got an agent over here that knows 500 people and you know 500 people and they know 200 more people, right? Think how big your database can get. All right. Attending events takes time away from my business. It's a time to enhance your business, right? And your relationships and increase the potential for referrals. Again, attend events with a purpose. If you guys ever decide to go to like family reunion or mega camp, don't just go and attend anything and everything. Like think about your business. What do I want to do with my business this year? And what can I get from this and which events and which things can I attend that will help me grow? And if agent referrals is a part of it, then attending some agent referral groups is definitely where you meet agents, but then you can't just show up and sit there, right? You're going to have to engage and talk and get to know people. And you really need to be, you need to put that introvert back in the back and pull out your extrovert and just be friendly. Hand out business cards. I'm really introverted when it comes to being around people I don't know, like highly introverted. Sit down, be quiet, stand back, and just watch, right? When I went to family reunion my first time, you sit down because you got to hurry up and get into the room that you're going to the event, whatever class it is, training it is. And then people all around you are like, oh, hi, I'm John. Here's my business card. Oh, hi, I'm Mary. And you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, business cards, right? And they're just getting to know each other. And they think some of them that's all they do. They just hand the card out, say who they are. But some of them, especially because you're getting there early to make sure you get a seat, some of them close out. Then you start talking. Oh, hey, where are you from? Right? What other classes are you taking? What have you taken so far? Right? Just like engaging, even in that few minutes, sitting next to someone before a training at these events, you can maximize the heck out of it, right? So that's one of the really good things. Volunteer at visible positions at the events. Get engaged, get involved. Collect info on as many agents as possible, right? Just like our clients, the more we know about them, the better opportunity it is to be a business. Positive attendance could be recouped from referrals. Make a positive impression with everybody. Stand out, right? And then, after you do the events, what do you think that you should do? Regenerate, right? Follow up. Just like an open house. If I go to an open house and I spend all this energy, activity, trying to gather people's information, gather their names, and then I don't do anything with it, did I not just waste approximately 4 hours of my day? Right? Because you got the drive time, the setup time, the prep time, the open house time, the tear down time, and the drive time. Don't waste your time. If you're not gonna do anything with it, then don't do anything. Right? All right, I know we're speaking through really fast. 3 o'clock, woo! Market after the event, right? Enter the info into your database. Make contact first. Follow up with them. Hey, it was really great meeting you in this class. Do you think it'd be smart to have a pen and write down what class you're in when you met that person? Right? Make sure you leverage your out of town people. You could also add them to like an 8x8, the 33 touch. You could schedule some events that were maybe I'm gonna go on vacation to that town that I really wanna market and actually go to the KW office and meet some of the agents there, right? Especially if it's somewhere fun. Who wants to have a referral business in Cabo? Yeah, there's, how about Italy? We have KW Italy now. We have KW France. We have KW, which one just opened? KW Jamaica, KW Dominican Republic. Her name's Tanya. Do you think I didn't, the very first thing I did was go on to KW Command, agent to agent referral, and connected with every single Tanya?
Why did you do that?
Because Tanya,
So you can just be like, we're Tanya.
dang right. And I connected with every single military.
Or was it?
Right? Like, we have something in common, right? Think about what you might have in common. Yeah, we're Tanya's, Cody. Tanya wants to know Tanya. And then we want to make sure we're the only Tanya in town. Because there can only be one Tanya. All right, myth, people who know you don't have to be reminded you're in the real estate business. We know that is not true, right? You'll know that's not true as soon as someone you know buys with someone else. And you're like, but you knew I was a realtor. Oh, I forgot. Thanks for coming, Josh.
See ya, thank you.
People who know you and trust you, that you are the most important group with whom to maintain regular contact. You've got to continue to let people know and remind them in some way that you are a real estate agent,
And I want to assume that,
especially your family.
yeah, I want to assume that I'm the only agent they know.
It's not.
Yeah,
They know 8.
yeah.
They know everybody. Everybody knows a realtor. And everybody they know knows a realtor. And they might be talking about what a great job their realtor is doing for them right now. So you have to step in and remind them, don't forget, I'm your real estate agent. Right? Even if it's as blunt as that. Okay? All right, we'll hurry this up. Prospecting and recruiting. This is finding out you're out of town. So think about that, you guys. Find out who and what agent, what area you want to be. That would be your homework. Okay. KW white pages. That used to be the thing. Now we have the command agent to agent referrals. It's the little pin with the person in it. You really don't have to, right? You can actually add them. You can add them in. You can connect with them in command. This is pre-command, remember. So when you go in there, you can actually map search people. You can search by certain things, whatever you want to do, and then you connect, okay? And now you have all their contact information and their links and everything. Recruiting, you can also, if they're not with KW, you can recruit people in, you guys know that, right? So if you know someone that's not a KW agent, find out why. Tell them the benefits of being a KW agent, Because then you can get them in your downline at any KW anywhere. They don't have to be here at this office. So if you know someone somewhere else and there's a KW there and they're not a KW agent, sit down and have a conversation with them and ask them, why are you with the office that you're at? Or start it that way and say, you really should talk to the KW agent. Is it okay if I have the team leader call you? Find out the team leader and have them call them.
And then you can get.
And then you're the referral, so you're the downline. They're your downline, right? Work it, build it, grow it. That's your retirement. Focus over time. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to stay in touch with people unless you're, this kind of touch. And we come back to staying in touch. Right? Think of it as a savings account, your lead gen, right? Consistent lead generation leads to a growing number of transactions. Your consistent deposit into your bank account leads into a growing balance. Ooh, right? That's why they call it your database, your data bank, right? People change up the name based on what they need to hear, right? Final note, what are we gonna do?
Lead gen.
Cody, we're gonna LG, right?
Yeah,
How often?
Every day.
Every weekend.
At least 5 days a week for 3 hours, right? It's 3 hours every work day. Doesn't have to be doesn't have to be Monday through Friday, because you could take Fridays off, right? You'll find your pattern that makes sense to you, because let me tell you, you're gonna work weekends, right? Unless you set your schedule. And if you set your schedule ahead of time with your clients, they'll understand it and they'll respect it. Yeah, I know we're over. How about your sandwich?
Delicious, soggy, in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. They really loaded up the oil and vinegar. It's great. All right, your action plan. You're going to do all of your activities on your action plan, and you're gonna time block. You're gonna time block, right? And stick to it. Remember, no interruptions unless it's a true emergency. Because the minute you put something aside, you're just gonna forget it. It's so easy. So we just learned this yesterday at church. Procrastination, right? There are 4 types of procrastinators. I'm told us that this is not church-wide, but this like fits in everyday life. There are 4 types of procrastinators, and they were like, which one are you? I'm curious. The first one is rationalize. This is huge. You guys are business owners. You are only accountable to yourself, right? So think of this in everything. Lead gen is this 3 hours of lead gen every day, and time blocking your calendar is the biggest thing that we can procrastinate with. So number 1, are you a rationalizer? You don't need to. You overthink things, right? Another procrastinator is avoiding. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. It's conflict avoiding. Okay. The third one is spiritualize, right? God hasn't shown it to me yet. I'll pray on it. But these are true, right? Some people are this way.
Yeah.
It's more of a controlling type of person, right? And distraction, you go and do other things. You're a workarounder. So which one are you?
work around it.
So then you need to recognize that the minute you're like, oh, I gotta get this done first and then I'll come back to this. You gotta go, no, stop, it's on my calendar, I gotta do it. Right? Does that make sense? Do you see how this can apply to everyday life? I'm all for it.
I was gonna say, like, I'm on board, but I'm also.
There's
none
one
of
that you're
that.
stronger, right? When we did this, our pastor she came to ours, because we do home churches. And she goes, okay, so a lot of us are like, well, I'm kind of all for them. She goes, okay, which one are you the least?
Right.
But, right, like, so be aware of what's causing you to put something off that you really need to know and really need to get done.
Yeah.
Stop, be aware of it. Okay, I can't put this off, it's not an emergency, right? So, all right, 9
Thank
minutes
you.
over. You're welcome.
So.
Good?
Good.
You're welcome. Thanks, Cody.
I'm in